Those rocks look exactly like bones. What are the odds?
Initiating ocular measurement. Measurement complete. Ocular identification complete. Welcome, Clarence Mostly. Access granted. Welcome to the Office of Creative Incubation.
If we learned anything in our travels, it's that the fancier the facade, the darker the underbelly. Ah, the Spacer's chosen. Lousiest team that ever did swing a tossball stick. Spacer's Choice is unreasonably proud of their low-quality fare, aren't they?
Don't let sleep rob you of your life. Cut your resting hours in half and double your productivity with Adrena Time.
Show your boss that you are prime, because you take Adrena Time.
Huh? I smell blood! Jackasses incoming! Kill them! Still got it!
that noise.
Good. A fight.
That's what you get.
They gave their lives for the corporation. I'm sure their corporate masters were appreciative of their sacrifices.
Wonder if Marauders crossed him off.
Huh? You hiding?
Looks like we're doing this.
Quick! I'm going! Sure!
Here they come! Everyone all right? Looks like we're doing this.
with us.
Get behind me!
System alert.
You hiding? You scared?
I'm a good draw! Let's get past that armor! That doesn't work. Attack it! I'm on it! I've been waiting for this! Nice hit! Can't get past that armor! Down! Nobody messes with you, boss! I don't think that's working, boss! Oh, that's the last of him!
I wonder what corporate drivel they shoveled in here.
Process sweeping.
Heads up, boss! That's the last of him! Felix!
Perhaps they should spend more time improving their products and less pampering themselves like this.
I knew I heard a little weasel sniffing about. You'd best go back the way you came. There's nothing for you here. Call me the Ghost of Gorgon, or its warden. This place is a graveyard. All that was done here should be forgotten and left to rot. Gorgon is the birthplace of marauders. We created them here, in this very facility. They are our misbegotten children, born of hubris and vanity.
This whole colony is a result of those two things. But marauders?
Spacer's Choice really outdid themselves, didn't they?
I don't understand. They made marauders here? How?
They hold no fondness for trespassers. I've placed the facility under emergency lockdown to keep them safe. Let the marauders die in peace, or I will make certain that you die with them.
Isn't there always? Though I do admit, this is quite a lot to process.
Spacer's Choice made the marauders? All of them? Somehow that sounds even more insane out loud.
Well, boss, this job just got interesting. I always wanted to say that.
Let's just hope we don't end up like that ironically named freelancer, Lucky. I wonder how the comm tower we're looking for will push us lower into this pit of corporate wrongdoing.
Didn't we see a big communication tower on the way over here?
This all promises at the very least to be interesting, in a macabre sort of way.
Captain, transmission request from Ambrose Manor.
Captain! Imagine my surprise when I saw the Unreliable leaving Gorgon with so much urgency and purpose. Tell me you found Mother's journal. I'm positively dying for good news. Someone? You mean someone still has access to the facility? Oh, after all this time. Who was it? Of course. They know you're on the case and they're scrambling to cover their tracks. Good thinking, Captain. Make sure you have eyes on the back of your head. I doubt we've seen the last of this human vexation. If I know Spacer's Choice, getting past the lockdown will be more complicated than just hitting a big red button. You'll need authorization, and layers of it. I seem to recall that Mother worked closely with Gorgon's R&D personnel, but not close enough to invite them over for dinner and cocktails, if you get my meaning. By now, they'll have moved on with their lives. If only I could do the same. I knew Mother was involved with some important chemical trials, but I had no idea her pet project was adrenatime. Adrenatime is a working man's stimulant, like a caffeinoid. Very popular at launch, though the marketing quieted down over time. What? No! I mean, there's some very morbid wording in the fine print, but I had no idea adrenatime could make marauders out of people. That's it. That must be it. Spacer's Choice is keeping their dirty little secret about adrenatime off the record. We have to find Mother's journal. If we don't, then Spacer's Choice gets away with murder. I only hope we aren't too late. Adrenatime was touted as the working man's best friend, a drug that boosted productivity with no adverse effects. The promise of adrenatime cannot be overstated. Exhaustion and fatigue were supposed to be obsolete. Workplace accidents would be things of the past. For whatever reason, the drug never lived up to that promise. I don't know. And thanks to Spacer's Choice, we may never find out. I know that I'd like to see a colony where the promise of adrenatime was fulfilled, and I doubt I'm the only one. Thank you. I certainly ought to know what I'm doing. I spent years trying to break into pharmaceuticals, professionally speaking. Mother wouldn't hear of it. She didn't think I had the wit to succeed in her line of work. Safe travels. If your leads give you any trouble, be sure and give them some trouble back, yes? Ta!
Something's
Here
not
they come!
right.
Here they come! Don't mess with the best!
Saw something.
Here they come!
Great work.
Then, once you're ready, enter the elevator at the end of the hall and leave your troubles behind. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Today is the first day of your early retirement. Congratulations. Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporate...
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your thoughts? I am en route, Captain. Sure. Understood. On my way.
If I spin, think I can fit that mechanical down there? You'll get in trouble. No, I won't.
Anti-cryospatial mass skin cream. Leaves you feeling fresh and tingling.
What?
Do not operate heavy machines.
I don't want that.
Better take a look.
Huh? What was that?
Open fire! Please.
Oh.
Oh, no. I think I
What was that?
know your face. You're wanted by the board. Wow. You're a living, breathing outlaw. That is, until security outside gets their eyes on you, but let's not spoil the moment. If you're here for the annual Canid review, I'm afraid it's already over. Only thing going on behind those doors is good, old-fashioned lawful behavior. This greeting constitutes your confidentiality agreement. You hereby agree not to disclose the location or existence of these events. Thank you for cooperating. Exactly. You do catch on fast. Now then, how can I help you? Mr. Mostly is indeed attending our event, although I am disappointed to discover he did not officially enter his Canid La Place into our competition. You should find Mr. Mostly just inside the prep room. Head inside and take the door to your left.
Oh, just hear me out. It's a brilliant idea.
Hey, Maverick Johnston's newest star. I've got a question for you. Do you know the interesting thing about Canid shows? Oh, but there is, if one possesses an eye for statistics. Mathematically speaking, the interesting thing about Canid shows is this. They're an exercise in futility. Winning is predetermined. Over time, the inevitable trend is that the race goes to the swift. Time and chance are just statistical outliers. In other words, if you put enough Canids through enough trials, the one with the most optimal attributes generally wins. Exercise in futility. Oh, goodness, no. Not at all. I'm an actuary, you see. Well, not entirely. The actuarial sciences are more of a passion than a profession. So I suppose that makes me mostly an actuary. That's a bit of a family joke. I'm Clarence Mostly. Yes, that's us. Mostly oak trees, too. My grandfather invented them, you know. Well, no, he didn't invent mostly oaks, but he did purchase the naming rights back during the terraforming days. It's essentially the same thing. Oh. Then you're not here about my monograph. It's true, I was involved with Project Gorgon, but that chapter of my life is long since closed. Listen, I don't know what you want with Gorgon or with me, but let me give you some free advice, Let the past go. Live in the moment. Enjoy the party. I was wondering if you were the sort of person to accept sensible advice or respond with threats of violence. Thank you for resolving that ambiguity for me. Lifting the lockdown won't be easy. You'll need to send overrides from the chem lab and human inquiry. I don't have that level of clearance, but I know 2 people who do. The trouble is, I don't know you. I don't trust you. I washed my hands of Gorgon, and you're asking me to dirty them all over again. I'm going to need a good reason. Yes, the birthplace of the Marauders. And a graveyard for all our mistakes. Starting Project Gorgon was our first mistake. Trying to bury Project Gorgon while it's still very much alive and clawing its way back to the surface? That may be our last mistake. Please, there's no need to insult me by implying I have a conscience. It's my reputation that concerns. I want a favor from you. Do something for me, and I'll do something for you. That way we don't... A grand prize trophy to the Canid Review. I want it in my hands. Get me that trophy, and I'll give you the remaining research. Yes, but the winner is still in deliberation. Committee won't deliver a result for another The trophy's being held in a vault at the other end of this hall. Find a way inside, disable any security, lift, carry... Don't think of it as theft. Think of it as... My Canid, Laplace, is statistically superior to every other Canid in this review. Better average sprinting time, superior gait coefficient, optimal anatomical symmetry. I didn't bother entering little Laplace in this pointless contest. He's already won on paper, you see. That trophy right... Oh, you're much too kind. Does this... Head into the main hall and take the elevator down into the maintenance tunnels. You'll find a service passage that leads up into the trophy room. The maintenance tunnel is the only way up into the trophy room. Some technician barred the door shut on our end. Ask Tilda Coatsworth about it, over by the podium. Oh, you're quite welcome. I look forward to observing your...
Come now, Anubis, you must perk up.
I've heard stories of wild canyons outside Byzantium, but frankly, I don't believe it.
Those wastrels in Emerald Vale have all abandoned their work. Did you know?
Unexpected.
Trouble incoming, Captain.
Resetting threat level.
Come now, Anubis, you must perk up. I don't suppose you've any formal training in canid husbandry. I really am at my wit's end. It's my little Anubis, you see. He's listless and miserable. What an awful thing to say! Anubis is the light of my life. You must understand, Anubis is a very picky eater. He dines exclusive. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a shortage lately. Yes, I suppose you're right. I doubt all this excitement is doing any favor. I suppose I have been spoiling him with saltuna. He could use a change of palate. Oh, I do have some limited edition. Really? I had no idea. I suppose I'll just treat him to some Spectrum Violet then. You've been a world of help. I'll leave a good word on your...
Everyone all right?
Wow, that trophy's real gold? I figured there'd be chocolate inside. you ever want to make friends with a canid, look him square in the eyes. Oh, and bare your teeth.
You know, the careers of 9 out of 13 actors end after their debut serial. Enjoy the fame while it lasts. My trophy! Look at this thing! Have you ever seen a more garish monument to the boredom of the elite? If only Grandfather Mostly were alive today, I would have loved to wave this trophy right in front of his cataracts. I hope you won't take it personally when I say I had my doubts about you. Nothing ever gets done in Byzantium, you see. Competent work is, well... Lifting the emergency lockdown requires overrides from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. Access to those facilities requires authorizations from 2 senior-level researchers, Marion Blakesley, Jasper Lowe. They went into hiding after the project collapsed, but I've managed to calculate their last known whereabouts within a reasonable margin of error. I see you're familiar with my technique. I'd love to show you my numbers, but there aren't nearly enough After the project shut down, I had to keep my mind occupied. I worked on my actuarial tables, calculated the average lifespan of a Spacer's Choice worker, that sort of thing. I realized some of the researchers had to be alive. I ran some numbers, did a little research, and concluded that the 2 most Nonsense. I just needed a good old-fashioned statistical problem to busy my mind. Keeps the faculties lubricated. Let me stop you there. I don't accept anything for free. And if you're going to analyze me, I'd have to go through the trouble of... Think what you will of my intentions. My calculations are sound. You'll find Marion Blakesley and Jasper Lowe at the enclosed location. As far as I know, Jasper Lowe and Marion Blakesley are the only 2 surviving. If you want to lift the lockdown on the manufactory, you'll need to send an override from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. I know it feels like you're being led on. What is that colorful metaphor commoners use? A wild sprat chase? Remember, this is Spacer's Choice we're talking about. Their security protocols are just as inefficient and... I'll tell you what I can... Dr. Marion Blakesley supervised the Human Inquiry and Auditing Facility. Live subjects, measuring tape and syringes, that sort of thing. Someone sabotaged the facility. Blakesley tendered her resignation and vanished. I'm reasonably certain she's hiding in a maintenance bay on Groundbreaker. Well, with Spacer's Choice equipment, who even knows? Dr. Blakesley tendered her resignation lawfully, but under suspicious circumstances. I'm asking you to trust in the predictive. Dr. Blakesley may have disappeared after that sabotage incident, but the trajectory of her life was implied in her permanent record. Dr. Lowe described himself as a dazzling genius in his review. I disagreed. Of the 19 criteria that constitute the rubric of genius, after the project shut down, corporate traded him off to Auntie Cleo in exchange for 5 lab coats. He's been transferred to a... Our office gave Dr. Lowe and his team every opportunity to develop a drug under perfectly reasonable guidelines and generous deadlines. Dr. Lowe failed to meet our requests, and largely succeeded in using our supply of drugs to get himself higher than the mortality rate of a line worker at a Saltuna. Certainly. Let's try to keep it down, shall we? There's not a lot about Project Gorgon I can tell you. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but Look, don't tell anyone I said this. But if there's anything I've learned by living in Byzantium, it's this. All right. Ask your questions. And then if you don't mind, don't... Minnie Ambrose. Oh, Olivia's brat. Ambitious, but like the rest of her family, she tried following her mother's example, failed, and if she ever tried again, I couldn't tell you. The name Ambrose doesn't mean anything to me anymore, or to anyone halfway respectable. The Ambroses are, how do I put this politely? A family's name is only as strong as its enterprise. The Musgraves have Rizzos, and the Schuyler's have Auntie Cleo, and so we show those names the respect they deserve. The Ambrose name was associated with Project Gorgon. The project died, and so the Ambrose name died with it. That's just the way the game is played. Project Gorgon was designed to change the life of every worker on Halcyon. We weren't just building a product. How many workers call Halcyon their home? What do they eat and when? How long do they sleep? How hard do they work? What are their most productive years? When do their organs begin to fail? That's the nature of my work. I study human life in order to determine its value. Of course you can. You can break the entire universe down into numbers and statistics. Human beings are as much a part of the
Forgive me, Mr. Mosley, if I seem awestruck. I've not heard so many profoundly incorrect statements uttered in a single breath since I myself spouted them.
A vicar with a sense of humor. There's a statistical outlier. It's complicated. I'll be honest, I didn't join Project Gorgon because I was courting the daughter of a Spacer's Choice family. We were a mathematically congruent match, you see. I had the proofs all written out and everything. Everything. Every project has a margin of failure. We expect setbacks, complications, delays. Project Gorgon experienced a cascade failure. The labs failed to develop a safe drug. Human Inquiry failed to perform their tests responsibly. An unsafe drug tested on unhealthy subjects by irresponsible supervisors. Anarchy is not a crime. It is a symptom. The undisciplined workplace secretes anarchy the way our glands secrete enzymes. Sabotage came first. The chem lab, Human Inquiry, even my own office. Sabotage broke the discipline of our workplace, leading to confusion, leading to escaped subjects, leading to anarchy. No one appreciates the value of good data. The holistic surveillance device I wear is an invaluable tool. Gathering data, my former colleagues can go into hiding and live in ignorance for all I care. I prefer the self-examined life. I know. Project Gorgon was a failure of leadership. Leadership to which I belong. I should have pushed for stricter supervision. We gave the other departments too much freedom and not enough oversight. Spare the rod.
You'd only be letting them into Byzantium.
Someone has left a threatening message on your terminal, Captain. I was unable to trace its origin. Please make a note of it. The Groundbreaker Auxiliary Base. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? Goodbye.
Ready when you are. Look at these whole heads, walking around like they run the place.
Hey, you! Over here! Chat!
Some days, it's like I don't know what to do with myself.
Come on, this is great. We don't have to...
Ooh, I set you up some expense reports. That's a good boy.
Oh, good! A fight! Hey, Max is hurt!
Inside him on the run! Move!
Unexpected noise identified. Investigating.
This will be over.
Everyone all right?
processed, sir.
That's what you get.
Security for beginning security.
Heads up! Careful, you're hurt!
Transactors terminated.
One down! That's the last of them! You hear that? Sounds like it's coming from the other side of that door.
So who the fuck? Oh, wait, hang on, I can't hear a damn thing. Just gonna shut this thing off. Right. Marion Blakesley, what can I do for you, Mr. Home Invasion? Cute. There have to be easier ways to steal some corporate property. Go chat up Sublight. Gorgon? I holed up in a forgotten cargo bay of a rotting colony ship just so I could never hear that name again. But here you are. That bastard. Is he still only mostly worthless, or has he achieved mathematical perfection in that regard? He'll be on to the next hobby in a week. Clearance lacks the attention span for this sort of thing. Someone wants to dig up the past, and you're the shovel, right? That's so? Long way to go for notes on a failed project. Corporate demanded a product they could throw onto shelves. That put the squeeze on low at Chem to develop formulas. Samples. But how do you know if the product works? You run tests, see what happens. That's where human inquiry and auditing came in. I ran HIA, and HIA ran the tests again and again and again. And what happens is a whole lot of wasted time and even more bodies. You met the gardeners. They're nothing but overgrown canids, but people love their fancy names. We were looking for a game changer, something to better the colony. It felt important, worth a few sacrifices. Spacer's choice. They wanted to sell that change for as many bits as they... None of us got what we wanted. You've heard the adverts, right? Work day and night, still feel refreshed the next morning. Now, what we tested for was dexterity, efficiency, compliance. Numbers never came out right. I could have pumped gallons of those chemicals into every living soul in this. What we got was morale. Yeah, good luck making that one stick. It's in the... Whatever was in those chemicals, it didn't matter what tests we ran. We kept getting the same results. The proto-adrena time solution was both monstrously addictive and had catastrophic effects on the psyche and intellect. A real boon to the colony. Well, just something. Stars. Imagine if it worked. A colony full of tireless citizens. The heights of human achievement and industry, and OCI's job couldn't be easier. That dream's an easy sell. I bought it. Hey, do whatever you like. Life's short and we're all dying anyway. We had a few weird accidents, escapes. But one day, all the test subjects got loose. It wasn't just us. All of the facilities got hit hard. Shut us down for a while. That turned out to be the last straw. Nah, didn't much care by then. Spacer's Choice wasn't getting much use out of us anymore, so they shuttered the project, kicked Adrena, and I came here. Indulge a scientist. What do you want out of this investigation of yours? Trying to liven up your memoir? Huh. Haven't had any new jokes to laugh at in a while. Ask your priest friend. What do you get out of headbutting murderous automechanicals for your captain here?
My reasons are my own. Suffice it to say that not all rewards are monetary.
Fair enough. That's all I've got. Here, I still have this pass. Don't much feel like hanging on to it anymore. Made my exit the moment the project started falling apart. Had to steal some credentials. This should get you into the volunteer induction entrance. Please. I just messaged people with fake demands for their passwords. That's when they didn't just leave codes written down on pieces of paper. That'll get you inside. What you do from there, that's a... Come on. I've left it behind me. You wouldn't. Damn it. Fine. Fine, here, I remember one of my access codes. Just punch in the keypad equivalent for replication. Should get you into the offices. Maybe get you to my terminal a little sooner. Go test that persistence of yours out on Gorgon. Yeah. I'll make sure the automechanicals don't bother you on the way out. Sure, take it. Just drowning in dining options down here.
We are now in orbit above Gorgon.
Is that an Apex Mark V queso atmospheric dome? I've never seen one in person. Magnificent.
Your guts look pretty.
Somebody stinks real bad.
I fear the stench is but a meager taste of what's to come.
Welcome to Human Incorporated, the Spacer's Choice Facility. My name is Dr. Marion Blixley, and I'd like to congratulate you all on volunteering for this important opportunity. Whatever your past, know that as of today, each of you will be part of something greater.
volunteers to live in a place like this. This whole place reminds me too much of my own incarceration, to be honest.
Welcome, volunteers. This op is will test your communication, paper management, and self-motivation skills. This is your time to shine. Huh? You may just find yourselves to...
This appears to be where they observe their unfortunate charges and levy judgment on their own lack of humanity. This can't be good.
Let's get out of here, boss. We've seen enough.
Each discovery is worse than the last. Human depravity knows no bounds, does it?
Warren, there you are. Is this... It's off, right? I don't understand these contraptions.
Dr. Blakesley, ma'am, I've come to say that it's time. I'm gonna do it.
Do what?
I'm gonna try for one of the shuttles.
If this person is spending so much time watching us, where will they find the time to plot their diabolical machinations that will spell our doom?
Are we being stalked? Is that what's going on? Because I don't mind having secret admirers and all, but this is getting a little creepy.
I fear that I will become numb to these incessant horrors.
This place was a nightmare. But people wake up from nightmares. Those test subjects never woke up at all. You want to know the worst part? Spacer's Choice knew exactly what Adrenatime did. And they didn't care. They weren't even thinking about the victims.
You are the master of understatement, Captain. I hope this journal holds what many suspects it does, but I'm starting to have doubts that it will exonerate her mother.
I'll be glad to have seen the end of this place, though it will be some time before my mind will be free of it.
Captain, an unknown vessel is approaching our ship. Their intentions are currently indeterminate. Once I deduce their intentions, I will play one of two audio signals. A cheerful fanfare if they are friendly, alarms if they are hostile. Their intentions are no longer unknown. The unknown vessel has deployed a boarding mechanism. They will attach themselves to our airlock and attempt boarding shortly. That sound indicates that a boarding mechanism has successfully attached to our airlock. Captain, I am pleased to inform you that we are currently in the process of being boarded. I have been programmed to simulate joy and excitement at the opportunity to test my limited defensive capabilities. Captain Hawthorne installed a lethal shock trap on our airlock in the event of an invasion. I am prepared to deploy this trap at a moment's notice. I understand. Allow me to rectify my oversight. Captain, please be informed that our airlock has a death trap installed. The invading ship appears to be a decommissioned storage vessel. The crew are either pirates or freelancers. My opinion of their competence is low. That is unlikely. Judging by the state of the invading ship and the competence of the boarding party, I deduce they are incapable of paying for dinner. Their ship is using a tracking device too sophisticated for their primitive astrogator. I conclude they are receiving outside assistance. If you prefer to make an escape, I can disable their boarding mechanism. However, as long as that tracking device remains on board their ship, they will be able to find us again. Yes, Captain. I am capable of deploying the Unreliable's articulated thrusters to dislodge their ship from our own. This is a temporary solution, however. A permanent solution may require your personal intervention. Understood, Captain. I will be deploying the Unreliable's lethal deterrence system. Please approach the airlock and enjoy the show. Now initiated. Warm welcome protocol. Protocol successfully deployed. Have a safe boarding, Captain.
Like our opponent knows how to play defense. All right, freebooters, fall back and regroup.
Here we go!
Looks like our opponent knows how to play defense. All right, freebooters, fall back and regroup. How many times do I have to tell you people, don't stand so close to the speaker? I can hear you breathing. Unsportsmanlike and disrespectful. My freebooters could learn a thing or two from you. I'll admit, this attack hasn't gone strictly according to plan. But as we like to say in the League, no strategy survives contact. Let's call this round a draw. You head back to your end of the field, I'll regroup my team, and we'll see where things take us in the second half. say? Clowns play for circus time. I told you. Here's the problem. I can't let you live, but as long as you're on my ship, you've got the advantage over us. You want to negotiate terms. How do I know this isn't a trap? A meeting between coaches. Unconventional, but brazen. I like it. All right, I'm willing to parlay. Come speak with me in the captain's quarters. I mean the coach's office. Come up through the cargo hold. I'll have my players take a timeout. For now.
The college is ready to see you. Head upstairs.
Captain Hawthorne. All right, easy now. Let's just keep our weapons holstered like civilized people. I'm a man of my word. Let's talk. I'll even drop the tossball act for you. My team and I were contracted to apprehend the Unreliable, eliminate its crew, and dispose of the captain. I couldn't tell you who hired me even if I wanted to. The contract's anonymous. No names, no faces, just money and a...
Heads up, boss! Nice one, Captain! Ha!